Good evening, wheelchair sports fans. Once again, this is Wheelchair Football Tonight. I am Jimmy Anderson. We are wrapping up the 5th week of Pasadena Wheelchair Football League action with the Texas Thunder going against the Houston Hurricanes. Great game, and we're going to find out if the Hurricanes can win again and possibly get themselves a seat in the semifinals. Here's the coin toss. That's Johnny Banda and Chuck Anderson for the Thunder and Hurricanes, respectively. Again, playoff seeding, very, very important. Wins and points scored will break the ties in terms of number of wins. 2 chances at byes in the semifinals. Taking a look at first half highlights, there you see Chris Ramos playing quarterback for the Thunder. Watch that pass, but it was missed. Unfortunately, it's intended for Shea Mack. Didn't quite happen right there. But good protection in the pocket. Now this time we're going to go back to the Hurricanes right here. Johnny Banda almost sacked right there. Would go to Chuck Anderson, though. I doubt he's going to outrun Shea Mack, and he did not. There you heard the whistle. Great gain, however. Pretty much put him right there in the end zone. I have a feeling with the Hurricanes, we may be seeing them draw first blood in that end zone, as you're going to see right here, perhaps. There's Johnny Martinez. Flips it up. Oh my gosh! Shea Mack risking his life and limb practically to get Selvin on that down. He did get him down, however. But once again, here we go. It would be second down. Or rather, we're going back to the Thunder this time. What's that pass? Oh my gosh! Just when you thought you'd seen it all, that's 3 players going down twice in 2 plays in a row. I don't believe it. Z Campos playing center for the Thunder right here. Shea Mack is switching out with Chris Ramos. There you see Mark Ramos with coverage. Shea Mack playing quarterback right here, but he's just going to run with it right here. And he gets sacked. That is Jim Jones, number 28, that gets the sack on Shea Mack. Good play by Jim Jones. O-line left some holes, and they were able to pass through. There you see Chuck and Johnny, the captains of their respective teams, playing man-on-man defense. Get Kevin set up right here. I was able to get a word with Kevin and Chuck after the game. You'll see that a little bit later. Snap to Johnny Martinez. Nice short pass. Gets it to Selvin Martinez. Selvin Velasquez, excuse me. I am so excited, I'm not even thinking about the names. I'm looking at the score, and I see 6-0 in favor of the Hurricanes. And I see Selvin getting that touchdown. Nice, crisp, short pass. Nice touchdown right there by Selvin Velasquez. There you see Mariano Rodriguez. See Campos coming up with another snap right here. That would be Chris Ramos once again playing for the Thunder. Watch this pass. Nice. And a nice reception. Tit for tat. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. 6 points on the Thunder side. They would even things up right here. There you hear some honking action going on. Beep, 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 beep. The horn went beep, beep, beep. If you're old enough to know that reference, I'd be very surprised. Nice pass right there. That was a little Nash Rambler, so. Chuck Anderson spikes it in the end zone. They got the extra point. It would make it 13-6 in favor of the Hurricanes. Hurricanes doing very well this season. Thunder's 2-2, I think. This is week 5, of course, of the PWFL and route for the Louis Cantu Memorial Cup Bowl. Here we're going back to the Thunder. Chris Ramos almost gets sacked right there. Actually, I think he was sacked, as a matter of fact. Had to be Ed Luby getting the sack right there. He went right up, right around the O-line and got that sack. Not enough coverage there. Not enough for the pocket. Not enough protection. Let's see how they fare right here. Their strategy. Now this time, we're going back to the Hurricanes. Watch that pass. Oh, almost picked up by Shea Mack, but Chuck Anderson gets it. Perfect pass. That Texas Twister twosome we talked about. That would make it second down. They're in the red zone. I'd be surprised if they don't convert it, but we're going to find out right here. Once again. Now Johnny, nice. Selvin Velasquez rolls it backwards into the end zone. We've never seen that before. That would make it 19-6. Jody on the horn right there. He's not playing tonight. There you hear him honking his horn with delight. I mean, very well should. Selvin Rodriguez sort of doing a moonwalk, or a moon roll, whatever you want to call it, into the end zone. And we're going to go right back. Now, there you see Trevor McHouston playing, substituting here tonight. Nice pass by... Oh, and my gosh, did you see that? Mariano Rodriguez with the tip pick. He just barely had a hold of it with his fingertips. That was an amazing pick right there. Right here, we're going back to the Hurricanes. Right here, near their end zone. Big chance to score once again right here. Looking for Selvin. Johnny Banda almost gets the sack, but Selvin, watch this again. Wheels it right back into the end zone. 25-6. I don't think I've ever seen that kind of a touchdown before. And he wasn't even showboating going backwards. He just had to go backwards. Great field presence by Selvin. He's been playing for a long time, you can tell. He knows the field. He knows where the end zone is, and he knows his position. Great game. Great playing right here. Johnny Martinez. Nice kickoff. And it's going to be fielded by Shea Mack right here. Shea Mack, the go-to guy in returns for the Texas Thunder. And the Hurricanes pretty much know this, so watch this coverage you're going to see. There you see one. Oh, look, you got two guys right. Yeah, not much of a chance. Now, Chuck Anderson almost pushes him out of bounds. Made sure he was okay. Kind of apologized for that. Knew there was a little too much force. He didn't mean to, as you saw right there. He stopped on his own accord there. We're gonna go right back to the Texas Thunder with this one right here. Oh, almost another. Look at that pass. And it's almost picked off by Johnny Martinez. He's going, no! I almost had that. Unbelievable game. Going back and forth right here. We got a great one. See that, Ruby? That's Mark Ramos right there. Once again. Now he pitches it off to something. Watch this. Option play. Gets it to Chuck Anderson. No one even near him. Goes right into the end zone. That would make it 32-6. Extra point was good. Beautiful. And that, ladies and gentlemen, would be the final score in what was literally a last-second play. Never seen that before. A last-second touchdown. Literally, there was only 1 second. I don't know if you saw it on the clock, but it was there. And I was able to get a word with Chuck Anderson and Eddie Seaman, or rather Kevin Seaman and Chuck Anderson after the game. In just a moment, we're going to get their thoughts.
Boy, Chuck, I'll tell you, it's the first time I've ever seen it. Literally 1 second left on the clock. You got a last-second touchdown.
That's clutch, man. That's all I have to say.
Now see, something interesting I've noticed in the league.
Kevin, come over here. We're going to get you in there.
There's Kevin. I'll talk to you in a second, but what I got to know is that a lot of teams, even though they're way up on the scoreboard, have been playing and haven't been running the clock down. Y'all just keep driving up the...
Man, we're out here to go have a good time.
Have a good time.
It's better than getting a touchdown.
Absolutely.
Kevin, you deserve it, man.
Yeah.
I'm done.
All right, good game, Chuck. And Kevin, you've been playing, and you've been playing very well as center. How do you feel about your team's performance?
Thank you. I love it. Like Chuck said, we're out here having a good time. And it's great to be a part of this.
You having fun?
Yes.
What do you think your team's chances are of winning the Louis Cantu Memorial Cup?
I think we have a real good chance. We're 3-1-1 now.
That was a wonderful game, let me tell you. And you did a good job. Thanks a lot, Kevin.
Two great players, two classy players. Hurricanes are going to clinch a bye next week if they can win. Simple as that. As for the Texas Thunder, unfortunately, they're going to be out of getting a bye. Incidentally, that means that the Hurricanes' end zones and second to none are only the 3 teams that can get byes, and there are only 2 byes. You're going to have to watch next week for the action. Until then, for now, this is Jimmy Anderson signing off for Old School Media and Wheelchair Football Tonight.